And guys, we are live. Welcome to this follow-up SmackDown Live review. We're going to take a look at everything that took place on the April 11th, 2017 edition of SmackDown Live. The second day of the two-part Superstar Shakeup, which of course continued on Monday Night Raw, or should I say started on Monday Night Raw and continued here to SmackDown Live. We had a number of moves made from Raw to SmackDown and likewise SmackDown to Raw. So in this video, we're going to break down the Superstar Shakeup, talk about all the moves that occurred from Raw to SmackDown Live, and I'll give you my overall thoughts on this episode of SmackDown. For this week, I thought SmackDown was good. I thought it had a really good beginning and a really good ending segment. The middle of it was all right. There was enough stuff to like there. But for me personally, I kind of like Raw a little bit more this week compared to SmackDown. I enjoyed both shows, but just for me personally, I enjoyed Raw just a little bit more than SmackDown. But I did like the way that SmackDown Live here kicked off with the new United States Champion. Not new. What the hell am I talking about? United States Champion Kevin Owens makes his SmackDown Live debut. We kind of figured that when Dean Ambrose was drafted from SmackDown to Raw. Kevin Owens would likewise be going from Raw to SmackDown. So Owens opens up the show here. He comes out in a nice suit and, of course, a fitting blue tie. He talks about the fact that he is the face of America, and he kind of plays to the Boston crowd here because SmackDown emanated from Boston, Massachusetts. Said how Canadians are superior athletes compared to the Americans, and he said that similar to the way that the Montreal Canadiens were always better than the Boston Bruins, so that's an easy way to get you heel heat here in Beantown. And as he's talking about being the face of America, Baron Corbin's music would hit. He'd come down to the ring, get right in Owens' face, and then Sami Zayn would be the newest addition to SmackDown Live. Sami Zayn comes down. So him and Owens, I guess, are destined to fight forever, as they say. And AJ Styles is the fourth and final person to make it into that ring, and he says that SmackDown Live, no. SmackDown Live isn't the Kevin Owens show. SmackDown Live is the house that AJ Styles built, and AJ ain't going anywhere, thank God. AJ is going to stay on the show that he should be on, SmackDown Live, his show, the A show. And Daniel Bryan comes down and says, here's how I explain this. He says that Kevin Owens will still defend the U.S. Championship against Jericho Payback in 3 weeks. But there is a twist. Whoever wins that match will officially become a member of the SmackDown roster. He also announced that tonight there will be a triple threat match featuring Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles to determine who would become the #1 contender to Kevin Owens' championship. So we had a great main event. I love the way that this show kicked off the air here, featuring Corbin, Styles, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, the two newest members to the SmackDown Live roster. And it was just a great way for SmackDown to – I love the way that they, here's what happens. Daniel Bryan comes down, logically easy for me to say, logically explains what's going to happen at Payback, and instantly makes me really excited to see who will become the new #1 contender for the U.S. Championship. Because right now, coming out of this episode last night on Tuesday, I care more about the United States Championship compared to the WWE Championship. And go no further than here. I mean, Randy Orton, the WWE Champion, the, quote, top championship in the company, he's coming out second on this show in a match against Eric Rowan. And the match was nothing special at all. Randy Orton won due to disqualification as a result of Bray Wyatt coming on the Titantron and talking about the House of Horrors match and saying that he's going to be champion very soon. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of over. I am over the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton feud. I thought their match, like I said, it underwhelmed at WrestleMania. It really wasn't anything special. And I don't know. I just with Bray losing, and you probably know he's going to lose again. I just don't see Bray Wyatt winning the championship here. They're not going to have 2 championships on Raw. Lesnar didn't get drafted over, so it just frustrates me to see Bray Wyatt lose. It frustrates me to see Bray Wyatt lose, but you know what? It is what it is. hopefully better things ahead for him on Raw. But moving on, talking about the awesome tag team championship match between the Usos and American Alpha. These two teams continue to tear it up. They just have really great chemistry with one another. I love seeing these two teams fight, and I never get tired of it. And this match was really, really good. Towards the end of the match, looked like Jimmy and Jay, they had American Alpha's number as they were able to hit the super kick on Chad Gable and went for the second frog splash off the top rope for the victory. So, yeah, the Usos retained their tag team championships. And after the match, we had Epico and Primo make their SmackDown debuts. They laid out American Alpha. So not the team that I was hoping to see debuted. I think Epico and Primo, they're good wrestlers, but they just, their characters, there's nothing there. Now, if you bring in a mouthpiece for them like a Carlito, then we might have something there. Are they going to bring Carlito back? I'm not sure. But it was also announced that the New Day would be joining the SmackDown Live Tag Team division. So that's a move that I like. I was also hoping for Anderson and Gallows. We didn't get them moved over, so that kind of irks me a little. But New Day and the Shining Stars are your two new additions to the SmackDown Live Tag Team division. So, yeah, really good match between American Alpha and the Usos. We then had Mojo Rawley versus Jinder Mahal. And you all know my thoughts on how I feel about Jinder. He's a new addition to SmackDown Live. Anybody care? Nope, I didn't think so. Anybody really care about Mojo? I didn't think so either. So, yeah, this match happened. They tried to recreate the scene at WrestleMania with Rob Gronkowski. He was in the audience. And this time he threw a beer in Jinder's face. And Mojo gets the win. So this was what it was. Nothing more, nothing less to say about that. And we're going to move on just like that. We had Shane McMahon come out. He was going to give a state of the SmackDown Live Women's Division. He called out all the women still on SmackDown. Naomi, Women's Champion. Becky Lynch, Natalya, Carmella. Shane talked about the fact that Alexa Bliss and Mickie James moved over. And therefore, there were going to be two new additions to the SmackDown Live Women's roster. We got Tamina. Shane kind of did a swerve there. He was setting it up. It looked like it was going to be Charlotte. But after Tamina came out, Charlotte came out. And I like that addition. I think Charlotte, one of the best women's wrestlers in the on the entire roster, both Raw and SmackDown. So it'll be a nice change of pace for Charlotte. But they showed Charlotte. She made her entrance, and then the segment just ended like that. I thought that was very abrupt and just kind of a weird cutaway. I would have liked to have seen Charlotte come down to the ring and potentially, tease her next program with one of these girls, whether it's going after Naomi, maybe rekindling her rivalry with Becky Lynch, maybe even Natalya. I mean, it just kind of ended the segment like that. So while I like that Charlotte, is on SmackDown, and Tamina, I think will be a good addition as well. We haven't seen her in a while. I did not like how the segment just ended like that. Sin Cara is coming to SmackDown. Great. I thought he was supposed to be in the Cruiserweight division. I guess he never was. I can't remember one time he actually was. I don't watch 205 Live, so maybe one of you guys can let me know down in the comment section. Was Sin Cara ever in the Cruiserweight division? I can't remember. And Rusev. I like the fact that Rusev is coming to SmackDown. And Lana is coming, but it looks like she'll be debuting in the women's division as a wrestler. We've known Lana has been training for a while now, so we'll have to watch and see where that goes. But Rusev, I'm a huge fan of him coming over to SmackDown because he has been vastly underutilized on Raw. And I think Rusev can be a top-tier talent. He has it in him, whether that remains to be as a heel or maybe even test the waters as a babyface. I'd really like to see Rusev get a nice push here on SmackDown Live, and I'm confident that will happen. We had Aiden English, who, as you know, Simon Gotch was released, so now the Vaudevillains are no more. Not really a shock there. there were rumors about Simon Gotch having heat backstage and just problems with the locker room. So it seems like they're going to give Aiden English a singles push, and he lost in quick fashion to Ty Dillinger. So I don't know. We'll see where they go with Aiden English. Kind of went back to the roots with his singing gimmick that he had on NXT, but he was cut off by Ty Dillinger. Dillinger was able to get the win with the tiebreaker. So quick win here, just establishing this is who Ty Dillinger is. This is his big offensive moves. Hits them in relatively quick order. So I look forward to seeing what Ty Dillinger, or who will be Ty Dillinger's first opponent feud on SmackDown Live. We'll have to see where they go with that moving forward. I think Kevin Owens' Ty Dillinger program for the United States Championship would be something interesting, but we'll have to see, because we'll talk about the U.S. Championship picture when we get to the main event. And then we had Dolph Ziggler come down to the ring, and he was going to announce that he's staying right here on SmackDown Live, and he talked about how people were coming in trying to ride his coattails. Eventually, he was cut off by Shinsuke Nakamura, who got a great reaction from the Boston crowd. We're totally into Nakamura, and he hardly said a word, which is probably a good thing. Let's face it, his English ain't the best. But I like the way that they crafted this segment, and I like the fact that this will be his first feud, and his opponent will be Ziggler. It's a great choice because him and Ziggler can go out there and they can have some really fantastic matches. And the thing is here, if you notice, Ziggler was actually getting booed here because the crowd likes Nakamura. When Ziggler was going up against Apollo Crews and Kalisto, those two as baby faces, the crowd just really couldn't get invested in because they just didn't care about those babyface characters. But if you want to get Ziggler booed as a heel, you put him up against, a strong babyface like a Nakamura. And, he pretty much said in short, simple words, his name is Nakamura, and he drop-kicked. Ziggler tried to drop-kick Nakamura, but Nakamura threw him straight on his ass. And Ziggler, Nakamura was like, come on, you want to go? And Ziggler being the heel, he bails. So I don't know if we're going to save that match for the Backlash pay-per-view. You could save it for that. It's 5 weeks away. Or if we see that match on SmackDown. I know they had a dark match. Don't know how that match was. If any of you were at SmackDown last week in Orlando and you actually saw that dark match, let me know down below in the comments section for how you felt that match went. I think Nakamura Ziggler, like I said, that is a great introductory feud for Shinsuke now that he's on the main roster. So I like this Dolph Ziggler Nakamura segment. Good stuff. Then at our main event, really solid main event, triple threat United States Championship #1 contenders match. Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. Thought everybody had the nice chance and opportunity to shine in this match, whether that was Sami Zayn attempting to go for the Blue Thunder Bomb or the Helluva Kick, which looked like he was going to be able to get the win via that. AJ Styles, whether he was doing phenomenal forearm attempts, and Baron Corbin towards the late in the end of the match attempted to hit the deep six on Sami Zayn. AJ was able to break that up from a 3 count, and all hell started to break loose towards the end of this match. It looked like it could have went either way. My pick, I was thinking maybe it was going to be Sami Zayn, but something also told me I didn't think it was going to be Baron Corbin, because you're not going to put two heels up against each other, and Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin. So I thought either it's going to come down to AJ Styles or Sami Zayn. And AJ Styles was able to, as I said, Sami Zayn hit the Helluva Kick on Corbin. Corbin went to the outside, and Zayn turned around, and he walked right into the phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles is the new #1 contender to Kevin Owens. Assume it'll be Kevin Owens. I don't see Chris Jericho winning at Payback. I think Jericho is done after this pay-per-view, which is a shame. But Jericho's going on his tour with his band Fozzy. Coming to Pittsburgh, so I hope get to be able to see the Ayatollah of rock and roll, baby. But AJ Styles, your new #1 contender for the United States Championship. And I think Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, whether it's short-term, long-term feud, I will enjoy it. It's a fresh feud. It's a match we haven't seen in quite a while, and it instantly gets me to care about the United States Championship. So all in all, a good way to close out this week's edition of SmackDown. So yeah, if I had to give a grade for Tuesday night's edition of SmackDown, I have to go with a B-. Thought it was a solid show. But the stuff with Jinder Mojo, the women's segment I felt was kind of awkward. Let's see what else. I did like the opening and closing segments, and the Nakamura segment was good. And yeah, so all in all, I think I made for a solid edition of SmackDown, and I look forward to see what the new additions make from the Superstar Shakeup. So B- is my grade for this week's SmackDown. So that is it, guys, for the SmackDown Live review. Be sure to leave your comments down below in the comment section for what you thought of this episode. And remember to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And I will be back up here either tomorrow or Friday for my WWE Payback 2017 card predictions video. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. And I will catch you guys in my next video. So until then, take care.